Howdy, everyone. There we go again, GleeCon, and here we go again, lore of Warcraft. We're gonna continue our long play through Blasted Lands today. Yesterday we made really good progress on the stupid buff quests, but we also tried at the end to get some Taramis action in, and then he blinked out right when I got the party up to take him out, so that was a bit of a pooper right there. We're reading Warcraft Durotan as well, getting very close to the end of that book, just 3 chapters to go. It's a dark and not positive book, a chapter of the lives of what happened in the film universe before the orcs ever even joined the Gul'dan's horde. So stay a while and listen as we take Lee Contessa, our human retribution paladin, back into the Blasted Lands. If we see Taramis again today, we will try to rally the troops and see who we can get. You know, that may or may not happen. Otherwise, what we'll actually do here, first and foremost, if you look at our reagents, we have 6, 12, 20, 30. We wound up at 38 goods. We did do both of the green, the uncommons, for this Kum'isha guy. If we end up, by the time we finish this whole thing, if we end up not seeing any, excuse me, not seeing any of the perfect spheres, take a look and see how much they cost in the auction house. But the one time I checked, there were 2, but they were 400 gold each. I'm not going to pay that. I don't even want to pay 100 gold. Although we do have a little bit more flexibility on this account since we can, but still, like 100 gold will just get us halfway there. It won't even get us to the actual quest. So it seems like a lot to do for 2 lines of dialogue when we could just read it instead. But I'll kind of explain. The whole reason I've tried to go after Taramis is because he drops usually in the ballpark, I think, of from 1 to 3 or 1 to, I think, or from 0 to 3. But he has like a 93% chance of dropping at least one of these perfect Granitist spheres, and he can drop multiple.
You need something?
Alright, so we're going to sell all this side goods. We're also going to sell... Oh, we did on the last episode get some greens. We got these plate, these mail, all this stuff. I'm not selling the Black Skull shield. I want to find out what happens, like what can we sell that for. Alright, so we did not complete any goods. The closest we have is with the boars. We need 12 and we have 10. So that's the closest. Still need 2 more pieces of boar. Pieces of boar. I'm really bummed. We got Taramis, he was ready to go. We got a full party of 5. All level 60s. Some quite Chadley, myself, a warrior, a priest, 2 warriors, and a mage. It was all good to go, and then Taramis literally just blinked out of existence. If you watched my episode, ran half an hour long because we waited right before the end of the episode to rally the troops and failed. So hopefully he appears this morning. 24-hour cooldown. So what did I say? We were at 38 out of 64. So we are past the halfway mark. That would have been 32. Oh, am I using my offhand right now? I sure am. That's why I'm sucking. What is going on with my girl here? Go. That here. Okay, so that gets us a little better. No buffs to that, no buffs really needed. Sure, we'll get this Black Slayer. The number 1 thing we need is the vultures, and we need 24? 28. So 50 of the 60. My math wrong? I sure did. We need not 64. We need 84. Dang it. So we're not even halfway. That sucks. Of course. So, so now I want to because I was like, I actually thought, maybe we'll finish this hunt today. Anyway, we got one just now, so we're at 39. So 42 is the halfway. We're almost halfway. And honestly, that last little bit of extra, we could have probably gained a couple more. So, small chance we can finish today, but probably not. Probably we're going to wrap it up in the next episode tomorrow. Let me go back and clear this way. So, also when you turn these things in, like I mentioned before, it's kind of redundant. The buffs stack on each other. We will have to decide which buffs are least. I guess the intelligence buff is probably least important. Basilisks are the number 2. We need 22 basilisk brains. We only have 8, so we're not even halfway there. That's what's killing us. It's the basilisk. The other guys were good on. Basilisks and gizzards are our problem. Having a little sinus. Woke up a little. Congestion. Sinus. The old changing of the seasons, right? I mean, it's technically been fall. I guess September is fall. However, down in the south here, winter doesn't normally. The seasons seem a little bit pushed back. We normally can get a pretty decent winter, January, February, March, but so it's kind of pushed back a little bit. Fall for us is kind of October, but October is usually. I mean, it does feel just a pinch cooler outside in the evenings. I was out playing pool in the man cave last night, and it was just a pinch cooler. Did we just cleared that whole swath and didn't get a single freaking item? We got one near the beginning. That's a bummer. We can use one of our foods. What do we have? Yeah, we've got these hot smoked bass. So I'll use that. Yeah, I did use my extra stack of squid on the last episode. I can't believe I did my math wrong. It's only 84. Dang it. You bozo. Alright, let's eat this hot smoked bass. Continue the journey. Alright, we won't go over that side. We'll go back this way. There's no mobs immediately right there. It's no quest killing mobs anyway. We have all these cool buffs from the group that was there. Arcane Brilliance, Prayer of Spirit, Prayer of Fortitude. A lot of really cool prayers. We have not gotten our level 60 moves. So, something to also pick up here over the next couple levels. As soon as we get a chance to head out. So I'm kind of doing the loop in reverse today since we started over here. The basilisks. Good. We technically could turn in a few of our quests. The 3 easier ones, but we're not about that. Hey, drop. This is what happens sometimes, why this grind becomes so frustrating. It really is. Sometimes you'll just kill tens of them and nothing. You won't get a single drop, even though the drop rate is 1 in 3 or whatever. It's the way the RNG works. It's very rare also. Every now and then you might get 2 or 3 in a row, and then you feel like you just won the lottery, but it's a very unpleasant grind. All for, like, minimal reward. Some decent buffs. We're always looking at Dire Maul Tribute. I guess we will do a Dire Maul Tribute run once. Another no-show. Just so that we can see it. I don't know that I've ever done a Dire Maul Tribute run. I don't know what that entails. I might have accidentally done one on retail if that even still existed. Sure, we will do it when we get there. Finally got a second thing. All right, we're up to 40. Basilisk Brain. I mean, it's good that there's so many Basilisk stuff this morning. Yeah, yesterday's episode I don't remember. I want to say it was around this time, or around this time when the dragon started coming, maybe. He hit me. So he says 6 seconds done. Oh, and it lasted the whole 6 seconds. Now, I do think you can still... There you go, we got another one. So that's a 41. Yeah, poopsies. Vultures. Luckily, I don't see anybody farming out here. I think it's time of day, too. No, yeah, probably, because I more frequently would do this in evenings after work, and I would have a ton of competition. Okay, 41, go after these vultures. I have a feeling we are going to get ourselves to a point where you're going to learn the spawn points of these mobs. Because we'll be hunting probably vultures. There we go. We're now at halfway. Vultures. We're at 10. We are now at halfway overall with 42. Got another one and a huge cluster of garbage. So now we're at 43. Not too shabby. Is that Kum'isha? No, that's a portal seeker. There's Kum'isha the collector over there. So if we get to the end of this episode and we haven't, not this episode, the end of this zone, ready to do Sunken Temple, and we still haven't gotten those blue crystals, we'll just read them. As you saw, like, there was a little joke where he's like, you know, basically, you're trash for wanting my trash. There we go. That's 44. Okay. So, 2 over. Let's get 4.
That spell isn't ready yet.
I guess this area is decent for leveling too. Like, you know, you have these low level 53s. Not too happy for that. All of my things are now complete, technically. We just don't care about that. So now the bubbles are up, but I already know where they're all at. We can cut over here if we want. Just bore a couple basilisks. So pretty soon, in one of these things, I think we'll make a detailed list of which characters are going to go where. There we go. I think that brings us. That was a Borlong. We're up to 11. We need one more Borlong. So we're at 6, 12, 23, 33, 45 now. 45, and we just need one more Borlong. Excellent. Boar is the terror of the one of the most annoying to grind. You do it. Dang it! There's Crystal Flash. That's the one that breaks easily. Did not get one from there. We'll get this guy too. So it is the Crystal Gaze, I guess, that That one is a 6-second stun that doesn't break. That crystal flash, 14-second stun, but it gets broken when they attack you. So it's... There we go. We got a thorium vein right there, too. Go grab a single piece of thorium for our efforts. Keep an eye out for the shadow of Taramis as well. If we get lucky, Taramis will spawn fly right down here. Okay, so far, no good. I don't know where we started at today. Somewhere, I think we were at 38, yeah. So we've gained 7. Oh, we got black vitriol. That's a good one. Rare drop, I like that. Okay. Bag space still doing okay. Because we sold and because we haven't been killing the different kinds of things and we worked on moving a lot of our buffs. Let's do that a little bit more too. No, I don't need that. Oh, I have a more powerful spirit buff for now. Don't need that. Okay, so those are all good. Before we work our way down, let's now work our way down to the edge of the ledge. So we'll get up on our horsey. We have these moonberry juices where we can drink that as needed. Other than that, stay up on our little well-fed buff. That's all we really got going on. We have some consumable heals, but that's about it. Alright, there we go. Here's a couple basilisks. Back over on this side of the pit. Stupid vultures, 28? Oh, atrocious. I think they would give us 28. I guess because what? What needs them? You need 2 for the basilisk bite. And then you need 2 for the decisive strike and 10 overall, yep. Unfreaking acceptable. Use some of these stones too, these dead stones, but I don't really wanna. Well, they would help. Nice looking for more of a Blackwing lair. See, people still run this today. Why do you fools not drop your goods? So today we have on the docket, let's see. Yesterday I tried something, it was not my best effort in the kitchen. I tried to make like an omelet bagel sandwich. And nah, it was too much. It was like a very unwieldy to eat. And I made some bacon. I don't typically do this. I left a little bit of the bacon grease in the pan and I sauteed my vegetables in it. Bad idea. It just made for some very heavy vegetables. Lesson learned. I mean, I'm sure that's okay for some certain types of things. But it did not work well in this situation. I mean, the taste was okay, but it was very heavy. And my wife, she doesn't handle heavy, greasy foods very well, so it was not a enjoyable meal for her. The eggs themselves were okay. The consistency was okay. Not my best omelet efforts. Well, so. Just all in all, like a mid meal. Today, my wife and I are going to tag team it. I'm going to make some chicken marsala. We did not get anything out. Here's a hyena. And I'm going to make a mashed potato. So, be a little team effort. Oh, I put a little chives on the omelet too. Little bacon, cheese, sauteed peppers and onions. Chives on top and then put it on everything bagel. Sounds all good on paper. But the sum was not as good as the parts, basically, situation. Would have just been better as, like, a scramble with a bagel on the side. Yeah, so we'll make a little. I do a little mashed potato that's. I put a little. I do a little butter, a little bit of whole milk. I mean, not whole milk, heavy cream. You could use whole milk. Here's some of the demons that we will kill. Some of these servants. We'll look down for that basilisk. Oh yeah, no, it's supposed to be. And then a little salt, pepper. Butter is the primary dairy that I use in the mashed potato. I sometimes will use sour cream, regular milk. But you finely chop chives and add it into the mashed potatoes. It's a big hit. Ever since I did that, since I added that wrinkle to the recipe, family goes bonkers for the mashed potatoes. When I was a kid growing up, I think mashed potatoes were probably like in my top 2 to 3 meals, or foods, not meals. I just loved them. Hard to go wrong. I guess some people don't like them. My opinion. I don't care. You want to give them to me smooth? You want to give them to me lumpy? I love a good mashed potato. Hey, we got another brain. There we go. All right, let's eat another one of these summer bass. So that brings us to 17, 28, 46, 46. Out of 84. Alright, now we'll enter a stretch where we can really kill a bunch in a row. Because there's a lot of the whole... This little crescent of the zone has a lot of... hyena, vulture, scorpid. That's pretty much it. And then tomorrow, my wife is she'll do the cooking. I'll be at work. And then that's it. We usually will write off leftovers through the first half of the week, like Monday through Thursday. We just make leftovers work every now and then. If we didn't plan correctly, we'll have to make Thursday work. So the kids will have the choice to have me remake them up some eggs to put some of this ingredient, put the veggies I already sauteed in there and the bacon I already made. I'll make you a fresh scramble with bagel. Or they can eat leftover chicken marsala and mashed potatoes. Or tomorrow my wife will make a big salad. She likes big salads to work throughout the week. There we go. Got ourselves another basilisk brain. 29. Brings us to 47. Do it. I guess if I go ahead and on him. That's the weaker of the two. He got me in time, but that's the weaker. Alright, so now we make our way up here. These fell beasts will eventually take over the earth. If I kill everything else except them. The thorium? Yeah, we got another thorium up there. Give it to me! I can barely see it tucked away. Come on, come on. I believe we need like 40 thorium for our next piece right now. Where are we sitting in that right now? We're sitting at 7 unrefined thorium and 4. So we're sitting at 11. Yikes. Not even. And I might be wrong. We might need 50. All people care about in the chat is head drop, right drop, head drop, jumping up, jumping head, jumping up. I mean, I guess if you're all about the rating and you're trying to high on raids and that's your plan for the weekend and you want to bank that, I can't really complain if that's the way you want to play the game. Some people are probably also like, what are you doing, man? Just grind out worthless mobs. Buffs are immediately going to destroy and consume fighting the prey level mobs when you're level 60. So, yes. That is me. I mean, I could. I could be different. But I won't. One of the I mentioned this like a while back, a year or so, maybe more, that I was going to try to also start doing Baldur's Gate. There we go, we got a pincer. Good on us. We're now up to some odd number of pincers. 7 pincers. Oh. We need 12. The Snickerfang gels are kind of hitting us. We've got kind of bad luck. There we go. We got another pincer. So we've had bad luck on these Snickerfang gels, but then again, there's only a couple spots. They appear in this initial clutch, and then they appear over here, and that's really it. Might have been closer to 10:30. That thing's bullet. I don't know. Right, we got a little pack of hyenas here. Maybe we'll get lucky and we won't need them. I'm very excited to start Western Plaguelands. I think that's a cool zone. A lot of really cool quest lines. Western and Eastern Plaguelands have some cool quest lines. In my opinion, Western a little more than Eastern, but Eastern has some bangers definitely. Winter Spring, not so much, in my humble opinion. And Burning Steps, also not as much. That's really just setting up the land around. There we go. We got a 7 Snickerfang gel. That's setting up the land around Blackrock Mountain. So there's gonna be a lot of Blackrock Mountain in our future. We have that coming up. Yeah, the bag's filling up. We only have 3 spots left. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, now we're down to 2. We're gonna have to drink a juice soon. Now that we're fighting these scorpions, and these guys are so clustered so tightly together. Oh, this is that head meat. Man, I just need to send that to Dadgo. Oh, that's silly of me. Great. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and drink a juice here. And then we'll look for... Great, so there's what you get. Story of the life. Somebody comes up and they will kill Night Elf Warrior. They will kill their business. Our business. So they're looking for probably the Scorpion podcast there or whatever. Who knows? They just killed the Scorpion. They're not looking for hyenas, and they're not looking for vultures, so... probably boars. Got ourselves another buzzard gizzard. Excellent. Okay, so where are we? Let's see. We are at... We need 4 more pincers. 1 more boar. We still need 10 more basilisk brains. We still need 15 more buzzard gizzards. And we still need 3 more Snickerfang gels. And here's where you have... Now, people have been killing everything around here, so this kind of hurts our startup. Kind of a bummer, but it is. When this guy in the chat says the same thing we do every morning, Pinky, try to take over the world. It's from an old cartoon, Pinky and the Brain. Those of you who know. If you don't. It is a cartoon mouse. 2 cartoon mice with a real kind of, like a 1950s kind of like a short, minuscule brains of the operation, mean, taking advantage of his big, lumbering, dumb oaf of a partner. Very common trope in early television and movie stuff. And they just kind of make fun of it in that children's cartoon. There you go, we got another score puck pincer. And I say that line all the time. It's just one of my dumb things where my wife will ask me, what are we gonna do? Like, what's our plan for the evening, or what's our plan for the day, or whatever. Or what did you do today, or what are you trying to do right now? And that is just it. She knows. She's got to ask me more than once, because she's got to get through the buffer of the same thing we do every day, Pinky. I don't know, I say British accent sometimes. Called to take over the world. Alright, so we're in competition now, as is also usually often the case. Just gotta shrug it off and tolerate it. Here. That's mithril. I suppose we could go up and get some mithril. Why not? Add to our small chances of leveling up organically. All of these hyenas are gone right now. We still need 3, so we're in hyena competition right now. So we'll head back over to this middle area. What's our total count at? We're at 21, 33, 46, 53. Someone's been out here killing here. And that is the story of our life right now. Boy, Basilisk just... Yeah, we only need 1 more boar lung, so pretty soon, any given boar will be the last boar we need where we can just toss that out. Great. Cool Basilisk spawning all around. Did not get the Basilisk from that one. I mean the boar gizzard or whatever you call it. Liver. Like the thing we try to do every day, Pinky. Except he doesn't sound like that in the show. He's got this. There we go, we got another Basilisk brain. 13 of them. Collecting them like they're going out of style. That's what hurts and feels so bad, is that we're barely at the halfway point for the brains and the gizzards. So as much as everything else is cool, it doesn't really matter because we're only, in some respects, halfway done with the grind. We're not even halfway done with there's another brain, that's great. With the vultures. So here's what it is. That's why we will most likely, I mean, one way or another, Monday night, tomorrow night, we're going to be back out here. It's just, are we going to be able to move on to the quest? Will we have an episode where we get to hunt down Teramis? Yeah, so I mentioned a couple days ago that I had some tea that I was going to go, and I just didn't want to talk about it that much in that moment in time, but the drama, the real life drama. So I have mentioned a few times, we have one of my daughters she's back here living at home. And that's just a cycle of being, in your 20s now, being a millennial, I guess, is what she is. I don't know. What do you call it? Actually, she's probably past that. She was born after the millennium. I honestly don't even know what makes the generation. Do you have to be born at that time? Do you have to be... Okay, let's go ahead and eat another of these and drink another of these. Keep using up my stuff. Anyway. My oldest daughter did it. My older son wanted to do it. He thought about doing it, but then we reminded him that like our house is not a flop house. It's not gonna be a free for all. And he was like, "Oh yeah, like when you live with your parents, you have to respect your parents and abide by the rules of their house." And he was like, "Nah, I'm good." And he found some friends to flop with instead. He's forever been that way. So it wasn't even a malicious like conversation, or it was just a gentle reminder, like, you don't like living here for a reason. You don't want to, you know, not be allowed to do the things that you do. So, my older daughter, you know, she had a time period when she was just starting her career, where she needed a place to stay and get her legs out from under her, start collecting grown-up paychecks before she could get herself into a better living situation. And now my second oldest daughter, they lived together for a while, and then that grew stale for them both. So then my second daughter decided to move back in, and she's been back in not quite a year, but very close to a year. Another basilisk brain. We're at 15, so we are making good progress on the basilisk. So, she brought her dog with us, this baby Chihuahua, pretty much just a few weeks old, you know, just past being weaned Chihuahua, and that little Chihuahua has become part of the family. You hear her barking on the show now. We love her. I trained her. My wife takes care of her and spends 80% of the dog's life with her, except when she's at work. And then at that time, I'd say like 50% of the time she's with my daughter, or maybe even 60% of that other time. And the rest of the time she is with me and my son. But me and my son will rarely maybe sit around and hold her. But my son's always usually gaming on the headset, bouncing around, squawking on Roblox with his friends. So she will sometimes vibe with that, but usually not. She likes a real chill situation. She prefers people that are sedentary, want to sit around. And my wife reads a lot of books, and she works on her computer or on the laptop in her like big kind of love seat chair a lot, and works nights. So she sleeps during the day. And the dog loves to just curl up and be with my wife. And then my daughter, when she's not at her little office, like her little office manager job, she just sits in bed and watches TV. So this little lap dog is all about that life. So she likes them both, and she tolerates. Now, what the part that I bring to the equation is, I'm the person that housebroke her. I'm the person that has trained her. Anything that she knows outside of that, I'm the person that regularly tracks the food and makes sure that they get fed consistently at the same times every day. I'm the one that takes them out to the bathroom over and over again and knows, hey, it's been too long, or pays attention to their dog signals. Like, so I'm the one that gets to do the not fun stuff, which is okay. I do not complain. That is my role I'm very systematic, as you can see from the spreadsheet way I play this show. And animals, biorhythms respond well to having consistent routines. So, you know, we flash forward a year when this dog is now, and we have another dog too. So they get along really well. They play together really well. They like each other. They're little doggy brother and sister. So about a week ago, my daughter says that, you know, there's a guy she's been on again, off again for years. he's bad news. He's a real trashy guy, and he does not like respect or value my daughter. He just likes her as a little side fling whenever he is in between girls, or when he has not so serious girls. And I guess he has finally settled into having a steady girlfriend that he's moving in with. So now that he's officially off the table and cannot string my daughter along, she's decided she wants to somehow retaliate for the situation. And so she's going to move out of state to a place where she knows a couple people, but they're people with their own lives. She went and visited them earlier a few months ago, and they... Oh, that's our last blasted boar lung, so we can scratch boar off. Boar is off the table now. The other white meat. The other white meat. Alright, scorepock pincers were very close. We just need 2 of them. Hyenas, we need 3. So it's really about the basilisk brains, which we're getting pretty good too. We need 7. And then, like I said, the freaking vultures. Vulture meat. We have... Actually, no. We need 13 vulture meat. Yeah, we need 7 basilisk brain, 13 vulture meat. So the vulture meat's killing us. So when my daughter had this conversation, I basically told her, like, okay, if you're gonna do this situation, because she talked about it to me when she was kicking it around and applying to jobs just to see what happened. She said, well, she got a job offer. She's been wanting to try to get her way into the medical profession, like my wife's a nurse. She just doesn't like going to school, so she's trying to find some way she can get her foot in the door and start a path where maybe she can get little certifications here and there, but not go out and become a full RN. I guess not yet, anyway. She really doesn't want to do the school. So, just looking for these kind of compromised, path of least resistance style, regardless of our advice. And then she's frustrated that she's not finding positions that can offer her a livable wage. So she takes these zero qualification style jobs, like, you know, being a front desk office person at a apartment complex, where your job is to just show people apartments and make coffee. More mithril. Yeah. We might not have the space for this, or if we get a solid stone, that might break it.
Inventory is full.
Sorry about that. Well, we are fully done with what? The boars. So we can get rid of anything boar related. That large... We have 1 ivory boar tusk. We'll get rid of that. That's what our path of life is right now.
I can't carry anymore.
So, looking at this, I think we have these large boar tusks. Get rid of that, too. Okay. Alright, so... We told her when this all began that... Or I told her when she talked to me, I was like, okay, well... first of all, you've been living with us for a year, so if you would like a heads up, and I'm not talking about like a week's heads up, like, give us time to plan our life. You're part of the ecosystem of the home, and also don't just spring it on your mom. You know, my wife is a little more sensitive about this kind of thing than I am, and she's not going to be cool with it. Like, you just sneak attack her with it. Use that spirit. Okay, so we have that one. And that's good for now. And then second, I said, if you're moving up, you're moving to a city, you're not going to have anyone around you, and you're going to go start hospital shifts, which is 3 12s. And money's going to be tight. You're moving into a new apartment. You should not bring the dog with you, because she, like I said, she already does not take care of this animal. Everybody does everything else. Everyone else feeds the dog, takes the dog out to the bathroom, and she has to work full time. So the dog gets taken care of. It's extremely like a Velcro dog. And it does not want to be away from other people. There we go. I was just trying to get it to leave alone. So that was kind of like my one condition. I was like, look,
Inventory
you're going to
is full.
ultimately do whatever you want to do, but we have a full stack of mystery meat. I basically said, like, my one request is that you leave this dog because, one, if you take it up there, you're going to be leaving it alone. She is not going to be able to hold the bathroom for when you're gone 13 to 14 hours a day, 3 days a week. Plus, every time you go out, every time you go to the gym, every time, like, she doesn't bring the dog anywhere with her. Every once in a while, she'll bring it to like a dog-friendly bar. She's going out with friends, so maybe once a month, she'll bring her out on an outing. Maybe twice a month if I'm being generous. And she likes to bring our other dog out. Oh, there you go, we got one of those Granithus we can go turn in. I don't think I see anything else that's boar related. But we do have some full stacks of basilisk guys. Basilisk scales. So we can go turn that. Plus, so she's not gonna be able to hold the bathroom. She barks like crazy if she hears any noise nearby. So if she's in an apartment, she's gonna bark. So you're gonna ignore your neighbors. My daughter has also very frequently, anytime we've kind of brought ideas like this up in the past, she has suggested just giving the dog gummies all day. So her half response is to just make the dog live half of its life high. Which I don't even know if that will work 100%. I don't know. I also don't know the health ramifications of 3 to 4 days a week giving a dog massive amounts of gummies. It seems like a healthy approach to the situation to me. So anyway, we just said leave the dog with us. It's already here. This is its home. It has another dog it plays with. It's never alone because between my daytime work schedule and my wife's nighttime work schedule, never has to deal with being alone. Just do the right thing for the dog. Make your travels easier on yourself. And don't break your mom's heart. That's my one request. You live here for a year for free. We make all your food. We do all your laundry. We fold your laundry. We put it away. You literally never lift a finger and you don't pay a single dime. We have for a year. Took my wife's office over as your bedroom. So, what does she do? But a couple days ago, comes out and says, I'm leaving in a week. I'm taking the dog. So, she already knew because, we have work schedules and things. You can't just give us a week's notice and then expect us to drop everything and call out of work and drive 12 hours away or 10 hours away. Move you somewhere. So she's trying to go around that. She's trying to get other people to help her. She's getting my other son. Supposedly he's going to help her. He's kind of more aloof. He doesn't need people to give him a job. She's going to U-Haul.
Inventory is full.
So that means our stack of meat. So anyway, that's the drama going on right now where it is, I'm not quite sure how I want to handle this situation. Obviously, she's an adult, and this is her dog. So, I'm not going to strong-arm the situation or ultimatum the situation. I've already said my piece, and it doesn't matter. It didn't matter, so that didn't move the needle. My wife is of the mindset that she's going to go there. All of these things that we've talked about, once they become reality, are going to sink in, and she's going to decide it would be easier to send the dog back. Which is possible, but I'm not holding my breath. I don't like that sort of a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush kind of thing, and I'm not going to hold my breath on that. So, whoa. Oh, it resisted me. There we go. We got another pincer. Where are we at with pincers now? At 11. We need one more. And also, we've had bad luck on the snicker things. My other thought is to wait, give it a couple months, and that will bring us up to the holiday season, and then buy my dog a replacement dog. It is expensive. That's, you know, that's an expensive path to go. Because if you buy a new, I mean, sure, we could go other, you could go rescue, you could go find someone privately. But then I'm gonna have to go through the process of, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'd go through the process of housebreaking another dog and training another dog. I mean, it's whatever, it's fine. It's not like the world. I guess you get a little better at it every time you do it. I've done it a bunch of times. So, yeah, I guess anybody listening to this, tell me what to think. Tell me your ideas, how you'd handle this situation. It's nothing imperative, because I guess the short term, the answer's kind of already made. Stay the course.
I can't carry it.
Oh, a huge venom sac. I think you can use those for, what do you call it? Like first aid. We don't have the recipe, but I guess you can. So that one I might just toss. We don't have the recipe for it. We are just back to having bad luck. What's our record time at right now? Where are we at? We are just over the halfway mark. What's our total count at? Let's look at that too. Oh, I didn't eat. Oh yeah, I did. We are at 23, 38, 53, 60. There you go. And that's 12 on the pincers. We're at 61. Pincers are now done. Yeah, baby. So we do not need score pox anymore. Score pox and boars are done. After this, I guess we're going to drink a juice too. We do need 3 more Snickerfang. And of course, we still need a bunch of vultures. We need 7 more basilisk brains. And 13 more gizzards. Stupid gizzards.
Inventory is full.
Okay. Well, now we can start tossing scorpid-related things. Because we don't need them anymore. Glad that guy didn't attack me. Now it is down to hyenas, vultures, basilisks. So yeah, go ahead. You can send off in the comments. Let me know what you would do if this was you, if you were in my situation. I talked to a couple people at work about it. There you go. We got another jowl. We need 2 more. I had one person that was just basically like, no, you Rambo this. You do not let the dog go away. Not very practical. Another person just kind of go my wife's route, which was just try to use logic and reason and stay the course. Just be patient, see if you can realize the error of her ways. I know my daughter very well. This has been a theme in raising our children over the years. I have always consistently been able to understand the way her mind operates better than other people in my family, especially my wife. And 9 times out of 10, I can put money on what she's going to do or why she's doing something, and I'm right. So my wife just kind of knows it at this point in time. She doesn't argue. So, I don't think that my daughter throwing up a white flag, and now I want to be petty and vindictive, and at this point, I feel used. I feel that this situation is, there you go, we got another jowl, we only need one more. I feel that little to no appreciation or help was shown for getting to live here scot-free. I feel like, she will do certain things for us here and there. She'll stop at the store for us if she's out and we pay her back. She will take my son to school sometimes, but they bicker and fight the whole time about it. But she does get up. I mean, that's been for the past 6 weeks. So for 6 weeks we've had her on, hey, will you take your brother to school for 3 of the 5 days a week? And I don't know how many times she hit all 3. And recently, the past couple weeks, she's been hitting very few of them. Oh, we're out of milk. Again, we're going to drink another juice. So out of a possible 18 times, 10 to 12 times, she has taken him on the school on the way to work. And of those times, about half of them, she was they were almost late or late to school. So, and then every now and then, like I said, she'll take the dogs. She'll take the husky out for a walk or a run. She'll do a little bit of the dog grooming sometimes, which is fine because he's a big old beast and he's a big old baby. He does not like at all to be groomed. So nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to sit there and negotiate / wrestle him to cut his paw hair and his nails. The brushing is okay. It's just Sisyphean exercise and futility to brush that dog. You can literally get like a pillowcase full every day and you'll notice no difference. You'll still have to. And they say that these dogs huskies blow their coats a couple times a year. I feel like my husky just is always blowing his coat. So anyway, that's life for me right now. That's the little inner Gleecon household drama, where that's what we're dealing with. There is a lot of on the positive side, I guess. There's a lot of resentment for the way that she comports herself around the home, basically like an inconsiderate roommate. And she mostly just goes back and sits in her bedroom and watches TV. So, like when we told my son that his sister was moving. Now, granted, he's a almost 15-year-old high school boy, so it's not going to move the needle a lot for him. He's pretty much on the headset unless I'm making him get off to go be part of the family or do chores or do homework. He is just on the headset, screaming, giggling, screaming, repeating himself, saying meme language over and over again to his friends. But his response was, I don't care. Because I don't think they interact at all. I don't think that those two really have much of a conversation on the day-to-day. Okay, we ran out of our food buff again. Yeah, I guess that when it sounds... Now, my wife, this has hurt my wife. My wife is gonna miss my daughter. I think it's different. Maybe it's different with dads. I don't know. All right, the Snickerfang gels are done. So now as our bags fill up, we can toss anything that's not basilisk and vulture related. We have 16 gizzards and we need 28, so we need 12 more vulture gizzards. And then we need 22 basilisk brains and we have 15, so we need 7 more brains, 12 more gizzards, so 19 more things. And we have about half an hour left. We probably won't quite finish it this episode, but you never know. Okay, we got a gizzard right there, so we're down to needing 11 sevens. We need 18 remaining things. I have not seen old Terrorist the Dragon up and about. Another thing that's going to hurt us is once we clear the area, there's going to be, like I said to you, I used this line a lot in the last episode, diminishing returns. There will be diminishing returns on where these guys spawn, and we're going to be stuck in this pat cycle that never ends. Or we're going to be killing mobs that share spawn points. Those are going to be our two options. For today, I'm not going to do that option. We're going to go with that never-ending pat cycle.
I can't carry anymore.
Okay. So like I said, we can start tossing out some things that are related to other creatures, like the tender wolf. We also need to turn in this other imperfect Dranithist. But we can save the boars for others now, even though it's the basilisks that are equally... People don't usually go for the vultures as much. I mean, they're part of a lot of other things, so there's some competition. But people don't really care about them because not a lot of people come out here for the spirit buff. I guess there's just enough ways to get spirit elsewhere, and it's not that important when you can have the intelligence buff instead. So 3 episodes in, we basically set up the zone to where all we need to do
Inventory is full.
Is that main quest line. Where are we at? Yeah, we'll toss up red wolf meat now too. Just start stacking goods. Basilisk and vulture goods. I also hate the vultures because they have the biggest loot table. It seems like basilisks and vultures have the 2 biggest loot tables of these too, so. So yeah, so my wife kind of began she began with denial. So we're going through the stages of grief or whatever, losing this dog and also having our daughter move far away. My wife started with denial, and I was like, and I told her, denial, this is gonna happen. Then she is kind of in the grief stage right now.
I can't carry anymore.
And let's see. Trophy pause. I jumped immediately. I skipped like all those steps. And I immediately went to anger. That's how I'm processing the situation. I'm extremely, disappointed and upset with the way that she has handled this situation. The fact that she did everything I told her not to do. I asked for only 2 things, which was give us more than a week's notice and don't subject the dog. I don't even, from the dog's perspective, I can get over it myself. It's not even about me. Although I will miss that dog. I love that little dog. My wife is attached to that dog, and it's going to cause my wife pain. And I have said this to my wife a lot, and I think this is one of the things that gets lost for a lot of parents, and this is why I think I've been married for so long, why I will be married, I do not foresee that ending. That is, even when you have kids, I think that throws the power dynamic off. And I'm not going to say my wife has been perfect. It has. We've had disagreements a little bit here and there over the years about that, and caused fights, It's caused our biggest fight. But your kids are important, love them and all that, but they're temporarily
Inventory is full.
part of your union. Now, by that I don't mean that they disappear and go off somewhere. I mean, like, they do, though, from your home, from where you live. Whether they live with you until they're 35 or whether they move out the day they turn 18, ultimately, you were with your spouse before they were born, and you're going to be with them for a long time after. So you have to, everything in your relationship has to, this is just my opinion, I'm not some guru, has to go through that lens. You know, it's ultimately you and your spouse against the world, even if that is sometimes against your kids. And maybe not against them, but I mean, despite, I don't mean that like in a hostile war way, but I mean like in spite of what they do, they might hurt you, they might make mistakes, they might cost you money, they might break your heart, they might confuse you, they might, and they will do all of those things. You know, regardless of whatever's going to happen, they're going to choose a partner you know is bad for them. They're going to move far away from you, and you're not going to be able to see them. They're going to, you know, not go through a career path that you don't respect. They're going to have a gender identity or, you know, sexual preference identity that you don't understand. They're going, you know, they're going to make mistakes as we all do. And you are going to have to, as a parent, shoulder some of the brunt of that. And you have to, not to mention, they are going to sap your time and resources and shape you as a person as you learn how to deal with being a parent. And that's part of it. That's part of all of the journey. I'm not saying you look at those things with resentment. That's part of it. But at the end of the day, you made those children with, or married into, in the case of stepkids, with your spouse. You fell in love with your spouse. That's the person you chose. You don't choose your kids. Your kids are what come out of your union, and you try and shape them the best you can. They bring you great joy and pride as well. And hopefully it's more good than bad. But at the end of the day, they will go off and live their own life and find their own spouse. So you better make sure when they're gone, you can turn around and look at the person you raised them with and still want to be around that person. That you enjoy spending time with that person. You know, I am a lot of people I really like a lot. I had this thought earlier this week. That like are really good people, really nice people.
Inventory is full.
But might not be. I think I still need those, but that's a full 10 stack. Okay, so now we're down to only what's in these two guys' loot tables. Now I need to look at the stacks. But anyway, they might not be. Like, they could be the nicest, greatest, sweetest people, but they might not be compatible. Like, there is things that come about compatibility that has to go through so many different levels, and the less compatible hookups you are, like, the less areas where your kind of charts, your stars align. And I don't mean that necessarily from a hokey astrological point of view, but sure, if you believe in that sort of thing, you can think of it that way too. I mean, like, so, for instance, okay, you need to have a tolerance for cultural and religious aspects of the other person's life. Okay? So, boom. That's one area. You need to have a physical attraction. That's pretty easy, though. Most of us don't hook up if we don't have that initial physical attraction. So let's start there. You need an initial physical attraction. Maybe that's more or less for some people. Or maybe that changes over time as our bodies get old and betray us. You know, so you need to have a core physical attraction that's not going to change. You need to have, of course, you need to like the other person's personality. So again, some of these things might be weaker or less weak for other people, but you need as many to be as bright as possible so that when other things start to fade or when times get hard, you still have these foundations. You need, okay, so those are like the initial ones. That's why people start to date. I'm probably not going to go on more than 1 or 2 dates with you if I, you know, or as a young person. And I don't mean me as in me, Gleekon. I mean as in like just me, a human being. I'm a generic human. I probably need to find you attractive, or at least cute, right? I need to find you not annoying. And again, at least find you not annoying. There can be more to that. I might genuinely think you're super smart, or funny, or engaging, or whatever. There could be more to this list. But the baseline is, I need to find you not annoying. I need to at least think you're cute. So we got to start there. And then you kind of go with, of course, your life has to sync up at the right time. Like, I can't be moving or whatever. Like, I can't have all these other things occupying my time. There's the little intangibles that all, oh yeah, then the culture and religion. So I have to be able to at least tolerate and respect your position. So if we have the same religion or the same culture, cool. But like, if I'm going to date someone that is of a different culture than me, I have to be able to not be an idiot and insult that person and their family with my ignorance. Same thing with religion. If I am a religious person, I need the other person to at least be tolerant of my religion. Or same thing if one person is not religious, you at least need to be able to tolerate and not try to proselytize your partner if that's their case. You know, you might be able to show through your actions in life that you want to walk a particular religion, but you can't go into a marriage expecting that you're going to change someone's position on religion. Probably not the best, healthiest way to start. Then you get the intangibles that come out once you really start spending time with, not intangibles, but actually they are very tangible. The next level that has to work, these non-negotiables, you have to have the same reaction. You have to have a compatible reaction to money and finances. The number one way to just take a freaking bullet and shoot a relationship in the head is to have incompatible financial reactions or relationships with money and financial stress. Financial stress is inevitable. How do you react to it? You have to be the same person. If you're and that doesn't mean it has to be the same way, but if you know that you're going to sacrifice everything in order to have financial ambition, your partner has to be on board with that. They have to be willing to pay the price of that. If you are going to react negatively, like if things are gonna get tight, or maybe you like fine living like a vagabond, well, your person better be fine living like a vagabond also. Or, you know, does money make you bicker and fight? How does that work? Money makes everyone stress and fight. How do you handle those fights by and large? Maybe not with perfection. Cleanliness around the house is the second big one. You have to be able to tolerate within a certain variable the same level of
inventory is full.
That means I'm full on those mystery meats again. No, I don't have a mystery meat. We have full feathers. We'll get rid of those. You have to be. Okay, we're at 20 vulture gizzards. We're getting freaking close, baby. But yeah, you have to be able to tolerate the same level of mess, basically. Do you like your house spick and span? Okay. What do you know, how does the other person like it? Are you a hoarder and you're okay living in hoarding? Like, or somewhere in the middle,
I can't carry anymore.
Oh, I need another stack. Both of these things. All right, so we are now at 21. I knew that was going to happen. We need 7 more vulture wings. We need... Still need 6 more brains. Yikes. Down to needing 13. And this is, yeah. This is cooked, because now we're just walking around looking for basilisk and vultures. Bummer. Bummer, dudes. Okay, what else do we have here? Kids, if kids come into the picture, well, kids, one way or another, you have to have the same ultimate. This is where, then it starts to get deeper. Okay, so once you start living together, you have, like, simple compatibility issues in terms of how slovenly are you around the house. Oh, hygiene, personal hygiene level, that's another one. So, you have personal hygiene, you have, house care, maintenance, keeping things clean, and then you have money. Then as things get deeper, then you have to start looking at other things. How do you feel about your stance on kids has to be the same, i.e. do you even want them? Start there. Once they're raised, what things are important? What values do you think kids should have? That's a huge thing. These are all the different ways that people will fight and eventually split. Discipline. What's your stance on discipline? Disciplining your children. Are you going to be permissive? Are you going to be authoritarian? Are you a spanker? You know, just whatever. Who knows? You guys better be on the same page. 22 gizzards. We're down to 12. We need 12 things to leave. 6 of each. 6 brains, 6 gizzards. There's a thorium that has respawned. And we have not seen our guy, the dragon, spawn today, so... He might be cooked and not come back up until the reset. We will keep looking for him. We'll look for him every episode we're out here. Until we can't no more. Anyway, this is all just common sense stuff, but... Oh, and also, like, your biorhythm is what you do for entertainment. That has to sync up. And if it doesn't sync up, you have to be okay with, like, completely living... Like, having separate sections of your life. You know, your level of codependency has to be compatible. Anyway, no one's gonna hit like a perfect freaking Yahtzee on all of these things. I'm not saying you should wait for that. But you need as many to go right as possible so that you can tolerate the things that don't sync up. So, would you like to hear how my bingo card works out with my wife? I'll answer those as best as I can. As far as attraction goes, when we were young, we both thought that the other was a hottie. And then as life has gone on, and we have gotten older and our bodies have changed, I've gotten grayer and droopier, and as she had kids, and the changes that happen on the body, there are these core elements of things about the other person where you just look at the other person and you're like, dang, I would ask you out right now. So that's a good help. Now, if you don't have that, that's okay. The other person is but you've got to find something, because ultimately, or you have to be totally fine having no like sexuality in your life. And if that's how you are, just find a partner, I guess, that likes that too. I can't fathom life like that, but I guess probably exists for some people, and it's not a judgment zone. Second thing, personality-wise, my wife is. My wife and I both have a good sense of humor, and we like each other's sense of humor. We make each other laugh, and we also we also have a good yin and yang that goes along, that we have balanced each other over the years, and we probably shaped it. We've been together so long, it's shaped one another, but it has worked out very positively, and in general, are there things about the other person that will get on our nerves? Absolutely. And we will have knockdown, drag out, unhealthy fights because of that. But we tolerate, you learn to tolerate those things. Put up with those things because in general, my wife is a good person whose values I respect. I respect the way she comports herself, the bottom line things in the world, so that even if I might disagree with like the way her bedside manner or whatever with her coworkers or something like that, I can, or if she gets a little bit snips and cuts to the bone sometimes when she does not like your effort of whatever you've put forth. And similarly, my wife, I'm sure, values me, thinks I'm a good person, even if sometimes she might think that I'm performative or melodramatic or whatever, whatever her things are, or that I'm too quick to, I can be volatile sometimes with my extremes of response to a situation where she might just be like, look, I was just telling you how it is. You don't have to make this extreme situation. And we might disagree about that. Culture and religion, well, we're both, just white people from the South. So as far as culture goes, that's similar. We come from a similar, although not tons of differences and nuance, but similar enough upbringing, so that has never been an issue. And then as far as like our religion and politics, they are, luckily, politically we are in lockstep, and then religiously we are in the same church and pretty darn close to the same pew. So it's never ever been an issue or a concern, so that some couples have to deal with that. I'm not saying you can't get over that, but I know people that are polar opposite political opinion from their spouse, and I don't know how that works. I don't understand how the dynamics of that work. I guess you probably just tend to be apolitical, maybe. You just make it less of a part of your life. That's the only way I can see that really working, is if you try to just live the life in the present and in the local around yourself and what you can control, and don't get sucked into the bigger picture, which there's something to be said for that approach to life too. So the macro things worked. As things, once we got to the living with each other stage, we have always had a pretty good division of responsibilities with the home. When the kids were younger, she did a lot of the vast majority, 90+% of the domestic stuff. So I wasn't like my best self when it came to that, but I did the vast majority of the child education, chores, getting them, enrolled in sports, planning their activities, being the one that stayed on top of, all parent communication with teachers and sitting at the homework table and helping them when they were struggling. And so that's very time consuming, and it was only as the years went by, we used to bicker a little bit about the unfair split in like who's doing more dishes or vacuuming or whatever more. And I'm not saying that my wife didn't have valid concerns, but I used to have to point out a lot, like, what I'm doing is extremely time consuming also. And the same thing, cooking. But as the kids have gotten older, and now we're down to just one, well, after this week, it'll just be one of the 4 left in the house, who is a high schooler, who's about to turn 15. Now that is less time intensive. I still have to stay on top of all of his things every day. So there's still a part that goes into that. I do a lot of the dog, like I said, day to day, the boring stuff with the dogs. But now I have been able to take over household things. And not just, we didn't have a conversation about it. It was just a natural ebb and flow, which has given my wife more time to, you know, coincides with her going back to school and working on getting a master's and all that stuff. So we have that. We've always had a tolerance for the same, like, we're always pretty tolerant with the same level of cleanliness. Neither one of us is going to be like ever saying to the other one, this house is a pigsty, I wish you would have done something about that. We understand that the other one, if they didn't do it, they were too tired to do it. And we don't resent that. If we want something done, find the energy and the time to do it yourself. And now, or if you really need, like I said, we did used to bicker about that more when the kids were younger, but that was more a reflection of learning, and there was just more to do. I finally got another basilisk brain. We were kind of on a drought there with those. We need 5 more. I think we need 5 more of each. Yeah, now we're down to needing 5 more of each. What's our time at? Got about 5 minutes. It's not going to finish today. We're not going to. As you can see, now we're doing these loops, and we're just hoping we find 1 or 2 here and there. And more of these like boars and stuff respawning. That just is. Less than 5 minutes, so we're down to needing 10 things. This will definitely wrap on the next level. How difficult it is? That's how long does it take us to get those 10 things?
Inventory is
It can
full.
take a while. So that it could hypothetically take us a whole episode. We're 3 in, and we need like I was anticipating this taking us 6 to 7, and that tracks because we're going to be on the 4th, and then we'll start the other chain. So we'll get started on the 4th one tomorrow. That will, yeah. See, now these fell beasts are spawning more and more. There are some spots with the vultures though. The vultures do not share spawn points for the most part. So they're actually a little easier to get. A small favor Blizzard did us. And then as far as money goes, we have neither one of us were rich growing up. So we didn't have high standards going into it. We both are hard workers that do not take days off unless we're dying, and or unless we have like a specific trip or something planned. We're not just gonna call off because tummy kind of hurts today or whatever. And I'm not saying that's wrong either. Like my daughter, who I work with, is she's a responsible person. She takes every single sick day possible. I don't get it. I don't. But, and her philosophy is like, you're only gonna live once. What are you wasting your life working for? Yada yada yada. Like, I get that too. You gotta have a work-life balance. I feel a responsibility to go out there and get my work done, and I don't like. I feel that I do it better than most, so I don't like when my daughter is not at work and someone has to cover her spot. They are going to do a crappier job than her, and she's okay with that. And a lot of people are. She will just, and it's not like she doesn't usually do it, but like I will be extreme. Like, I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out, and I came to work the next day. There you go. We got another gizzard. 5 down to needing just 3. It's gonna be these basilisks that get us in the end. Sucks. Or like if I'm barfing, unless I'm barfing and I can't stop hugging the toilet, which has happened once in the past 10 years, I'm coming in. Whereas, you know, she barfs in the morning, she might call out or whatever. I might be like, let me just see if I can ride it out. So there's those elements. And my wife is generally the same. We don't usually call out. And we're okay with money. And we have another thing that's a very, very good... this has honestly saved us more than anything else because you can't always control your finances, not every part of it. The two things that have helped us more than anything is that my wife has always been willing, and myself to a lesser extent, she just has more opportunities at her job. Both of us have always been willing to work as many hours as needed to make things meet, or even to get luxuries if that's what it's going to take, like to save up for a vacation or something. We will both work 50 or 60-hour weeks and trust the other person to pick up the slack based on whatever's going on. And the second thing, yes, Teramis is here. Heck yeah. This just happened yesterday, too. We got a group. I'm gonna sit here and try to get in on this group. Let's hope he doesn't disappear. Alright, so let's see. I don't know. Let's see what we have. Let's see if anyone will respond to me. I want to get this guy. Meanwhile, if I see any basilisks in the area or vultures, sure. But let's see. I wish I. This is pretty much. What's our record at? Oh, it's not. We're not too terrible. Come on, guys. Come on. Yesterday, he just disappeared. I don't want that to happen. If, yeah, so I'm just gonna spam chat and see what I can get. And maybe we'll get lucky. Old Teramis. Hopefully he doesn't disappear. Let's see what we can get. Let's see if we can do it. Anything special. I gotta toss some gear. I won't do it unless people actually show up. But if people decide to answer my call, if they decide to heed the call, see, this is the other problem. Yesterday, we had a full party. Full party ready to go. And it didn't work. See if we can get anybody to help us kill old Teramis. I can't believe he just blinked out yesterday. I don't know how long he lasts, because he's... I don't know if it was a glitch. I just don't know if he timed out. I don't know how long he lasts. I don't think I can kite him. I think I have that in me. Somebody just said no. We had a warlock that had some summons. I just... Let's see if I can get people to help me kill him. I'm having a lot of people tell me no, but this is how it started with yesterday too. You know, people just want to be like, nah, just kite him. Just do this. Blah, 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 blah. But that's not what I want. I want someone to help me. Let's see if anyone wants to help me. Oh, I can get a basilisk right here. I mean, I guess I might be screwed, so I guess I might as well kill.
Need to get closer.
Because by the time someone comes, we might get screwed anyway, so. Come on, stay around, Taramis. Stay around and kill.
Inventory is full.
Nope, didn't get what we needed there. What do we have? I guess there is some buzzard wings, basilisk venom, huh? I guess I'm gonna toss the wicked claw, even though as soon as I start tossing those wicked claws, I usually get a bunch. That there was one, and now there's a troll priest there, so I don't know what happened. There's a human. Okay, so we have... I mean, I think you have to pretty much be like a geared human. I did see one... this guy asked, does he drop loot? Yes, he does. He does drop loot. So I guess they're kind of... I guess some people would be like, does he not drop anything? Pretty sure. But this is a warrior, so... It's called to Serve Kum'isha. People are asking, so I'm getting some hits. So people are asking if it's tied to the amulet thing. I am going to do that one tomorrow, but... Yes, it's just farm the blasted lands. Maybe get a perfect sphere in a year or two. Yes, that is exactly what will happen. So they were like, yeah, just farm the mobs out here. It'll be, you could get a perfect sphere in a year or two. So I was like, yeah, well, I need 2 of them. So that would be 3 or 4 years. Yep, and that's why that's going to be part of the vanity project. We're not going to do it. If we can just get luck here, if we can, this isn't even luck. If we just get someone to come. The problem is that I don't know what his timer is. There we go. We got another brain out of it while we're waiting, so that's cool. So this wasn't all for naught. We're at 18 brains. Alright, I guess I'm fighting this guy now. Shoot me with frost bolts, so that's fine. Problem is what do you need to kill a Terminus? So this person, a hunter, asked what do you need to kill Teramis? And I'm like, he's a 62 elite, so you probably need a solid tank and a healer, or great kiting skills if you're going to take him to Stormwind. Yeah, 62 elite. Like I said before, I've tried to hit him once or twice, and I kind of got rocked. Someone just killed those basilisks. Have somebody fighting right there. That's more. We see a lot of horde right now. A lot of horde. I don't have my hopes up, guys. I do not. It doesn't look like. Let's see, where are we at right now? 45-38. This is a healer, so we have a healer that's looking at doing it with me, but I don't know. I don't think I could beat it with just someone healing me. Just don't think that'll happen. I think I can get myself rocked. What level are they? They're level 60. Okay. We got 2. This is where we're at. I am scared. Let's see what we can do. Okay. All right, so okay, so let's see if we can get anybody.
They can't join our group.
Okay. All right. There we go. We got someone right here.
They can't join our group.
All right. So we have room for one more. Now we have to wait and hope there's people on the way. Hopefully he doesn't despawn too fast. Let's see how fast people can get here. Okay, there's... There we go. Okay, so we have another person coming now. We have a full group. 3 warriors, or 2 warriors, 2 priests, and me. Okay, dope. Okay, so... hopefully better luck. So this, I'm getting shades of yesterday here where we get this group of people together ready to rock and roll on this guy. And then before they actually get here, the guy despawns. So what's his despawn timer look like? Time until Teramis despawns. 24-hour timer. I tried to look this up before, but it just didn't say. So I am worried that he's gonna despawn before everybody arrives. This person's coming from... so we have one more coming. Yeah, this guy's hitting with the heavy, heavier DPS than I. Alright, but we have the second tank here. And we have a couple people coming from far away. Okay, so now I'm putting it on the party. I'm basically saying, do you guys want to start this? Do you want to slow play it? How do you want to go? I'm going to go ahead and eat some. Let's switch over to fire protection.
I can't carry
Stupid
anymore.
wicked claw. Alright, now it's going to be time to open up my old sack. I don't care about the wicked claws. What can we do? Stack of beaks. I want at least... they're saying wait. Okay, that's fine. Give it a minute for Muff. Okay. So, we are going to toss all these things in the hopes that... Now, and then I still have to get the crystals. Alright, so we'll see what happens when people come. Alright, so this person wants the spheres also. So, what's funny is that this might, Alright, so they're basically saying that the loot is the sphere, so I'm gonna have to roll on it all for everyone. They're both almost here. I am worried a little bit. They killed all these orcs, I mean ogres. He hasn't despawned yet. We might have just had bad luck yesterday. I don't know what they're doing over here. Just killing for fun. But yeah, they're just killing everything. I wasn't even really paying attention. Oh, I don't need that. No. What is that other note? Okay. Don't care. I'm gonna, I guess, clear up a little more loot spot. Let's get to this vibrant plume. So 5 hearts. We are so close to having everybody here. They are landing right now. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so they're coming in. Coming in for a landing. Can we do it? Can we do it? Does he have Blessed Wind Fury? Anyway, he's going to be fine. This is the person that was like, I got you. I think between the 3 of us, we would honestly be able to get this guy. But we'll see. So there's our person right there. I guess we're going to go ahead and use... Okay. Okay, I got fire resistance on myself. Don't need the boar lung. We got an extra one. Okay, we got a full party here. Okay. Okay, so... He's resisting. Oh, he's immune to that. That's weird. Okay, watching the mana of the priest. Oh man, he's so weak. Guess I'll keep going on the mana here. I'm not really a lot. Oh, this is good that we got him going. I can focus on healing myself as needed. This is a pretty good group. They've got him halfway down. My damage is pathetic compared to these guys. I don't have enough hit or whatever. I guess if he's sitting there at... What was he at? Yeah, basically 92k. Then... we have one priest who's low on mana, and the other one is doing fine. But he's down to 21k life. Oh, he's immune to my judgment even? There you go. Now that I can fully judgment him, they can execute him. Yeah. Okay, so he has 2 on these guys. They're passing on it, so that's great. That's a 7 stam. 8 strength. Oh, we'll do greed on that one. So we're gonna see what they get. Yes. Alright, so I'm gonna go turn it in. We did get 2. We get to be done. Oh my gosh, guys. That's so good. This was so worth the delay. The 2-day delay. Okay. We're gonna read the quests here. Kum'isha. Okay, the first one is called To Serve Kum'isha. Human, can your minuscule brain comprehend the rarity of a flawless sphere of Dranathist? Draenei have spent lifetimes in search of just one of these crystals, only to meet horrible fates, their purpose unfulfilled. So you stand before Kum'isha knowing what Kum'isha has requested and still wish to assist. Very well, human. At any time during your travels across these lands, should you find a flawless sphere of Dranathist, return it to me and I shall reward you with riches beyond your wildest dreams. I've dedicated my life to the search of flawless Dranathist spheres, a lifetime, human. Do my eyes deceive me? Impossible. Where did you... How? Perhaps the rift can be opened, returning us to our homeland. And then... We'll read the others. Even though the portal conjuration was a failure, I remain hopeful that my next attempt will be successful. The hope of the Draenei is as fervent as our greed for trinkets. Human, go back into these cursed lands and recover another flawless Dranathist sphere. Of course, the choice to take on this test is completely left for you to gain. Have you found another? Simply amazing. I doubted that you could find another one, yet here it is pulsing in my hands. Well done. Should you find any more, believe this is a possibility. Return to me and I shall reward you. I'll read that slower later. Okay, what do we got? I got a 6 demon bag. Blast enemies in front of you with the power of wind, fire, all that kind of thing. A one-handed sword. I don't even know what that 6 demon bag is. The short sword is worse than my current sword. So... And we already have that recipe, so it's really this 6 demon bag. Alright guys, so that was awesome. Oh, he did it. He says this time it worked. So he must have did them too. He says, success, the rift is open. My brethren, rise and return home, the outland awaits. My brothers, you must go now. I do not know how much longer the rift will remain open. So I guess one of them worked for him. I didn't even know that was a thing. So he was able to send his friends home. And now you know why I live in a crater. That's awesome. I didn't realize it would actually create this little thing where he sends his... That's super cool. Okay, so... To recap, we just did, we just did Kum'isha's Endeavors, so let's just take a peek at this. And then we're going to wrap it up for today. I think I spelled this wrong, but I don't care. Okay. This is the second one where he says, yeah, this is different. Have you found it? He goes, simply amazing. I doubted that anyone could find another sphere, yet here it is pulsating in my hands. Well done. Should you find any more, and I believe this is an impossibility, return them to me and I shall reward you again. Oh, we can also, I guess, do this in the future too. It says. So that's cool. I don't know what required, or what it gave us. I don't know how that worked, but that's good. All right, so when we check back in, I'm so happy that we did that, guys. nothing of this is useful. I don't know about that 6 demon bag. That doesn't really particularly. I mean, it seems fun, but I don't think it seems cool. Let's go to the spreadsheet first of all, and we'll put that on there. I'm so happy that we did that. Oh, that doesn't have to go as part of the vanity project. It's just off. So this was to serve Kum'isha and Kum'isha's endeavors. 2 dropped. I won them. I guess you roll on them both together. We got them both together to serve Kum'isha and Kum'isha's endeavors. There was a wall of text that happened first, as you read, and I guess apparently sometimes you can succeed, and you send your friends out there by doing it. So very, 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 very cool. Look at Teramis dead. We've killed Teramis the Devourer, whatever that means from a lore perspective. We killed that mofo. On the next episode, we will have. We need a total of 4. We need 4 more Basilisk brains, and we have 25 gizzards. So we need 3 more. So we only need 7 total stuff. Love it, guys. Just love it. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. I hope you all had a good time seeing something cool, watching me ineffectually whack at something while 4 awesome people carried me. Thank you to you 4 heroes out there that came and joined me. If you ever check out the show, wouldn't have been possible to check off one more thing off the list if it wasn't for you guys. You all rock. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. This one's in the pipe, 5x5.